Good evening, Echo.
Good evening.
Well, that was an excerpt from a book called 4 Hours in My Lai by Michael Bilton and Kevin Sim. And when I was prepping for this, I mentioned to a couple people that I was going to do My Lai on the podcast next. And surprisingly, a lot of people didn't know what it was. And I thought everybody knew about My Lai. My Lai is a war crime. It's an atrocity. And what makes it so hard to talk about is that it was an atrocity and a war crime that was committed by American soldiers. Now, of course, there's people out there that like to claim that, that America is this evil imperialistic empire, which I am telling you it is not. Not by any stretch. America is an incredibly benevolent nation with a conscience and a soul that, as a whole, is good. And have we done some things in the past that don't reflect that? We absolutely have. But for the most part, we have stood up for the weak. We have liberated the oppressed. We defeated the Nazis. We defeated the Imperial Japanese Army. We give aid and military assistance and education and money to less fortunate people all over the world all the time. We are a good nation filled with, for the most part, good people. But not all good people. And people. Inside of people, inside of humans, there can be something very dark. And sometimes that darkness can override the light. And that is exactly what happened in a small village in Vietnam called My Lai on March 16th, 1968 at 07:15 in the morning. A massacre. An atrocity. The murder of hundreds and hundreds of old men, women, and children, unarmed, begging for mercy. Shot, stabbed, blown up, raped, tortured, killed, murdered. And no, I don't like talking about this, especially when it's Americans that are committing the sin. When we talk about the Nazis in Germany, and we talk about the Chechens in Grozny, and we talk about the Japanese in the Malaysian jungle and the Hutus in Rwanda, I don't like that, but this is us. And so the question comes, it came into my mind. Do I do this? Do I talk about this? Can I talk about this? And the bottom line is, not can I, but we have to. We have to cover this. We have to talk about it. We can't ignore it. We can't deny it. We have to take ownership of it. To admit it. To air it out. And to keep it in the front of our minds to ensure that we do everything we can to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. War is hell. And My Lai is the 9th circle of hell. The worst part.